Hey, I'm Chris Trott from TaylorMade Golf here at the beautiful Liberty National Golf Club for the first round of the playoffs, the Northern Trust. The guy I'm with needs no introduction, two-time major champion, Mr. Collin Morikawa. And we are here to talk about his pre-round warm-up when it comes to wedges. Okay, buddy, show me some magic here out the gate. If you're teeing off on Thursday, you got no feedback from the round, what do? You've got this in front of you. How do you work your practice session?
Maybe about 20 minutes before my tee time, I'm on the chipping green. Normally on the range, I'm hitting a lot of 32 full wedge shots with my TrackMan, so I'm going through numbers. And at this point, I'm almost trying to feel those 30 shots that I warmed up on the range with. So if I'm gonna feel a 30-yard shot on the range that I had felt, and then feel like a 30-yard as well, you can now see the reaction on the green.
So it's not a case of, here's my golf shot, I want to run it up that hill there. It's more a case of dialing in your feels.
It's both. I start with that. Maybe I'll only do 2 to 3 shots, and then I start going into feels. We'll move around the greens, hitting different shots.
What are you looking for? I mean, that's an off-speed shot. That's not a full shot, and it grabbed.
Yeah. You know, new wedges are so much fun to hit, and I think that's why we love putting in new wedges. And the MG3 here, it has such a softer feel than what I think in the previous models have had before, and I love that because soft feel to me creates more spin, it adds a little more contact, and you might not feel the ball as much, but you know it's climbing the face. You know it's taking the dimples off that ball and really rolling off the face, off those grooves, and that's what creates that spin, and that's what you want to feel. You can see where I'm using this bounce here. So I'm not using this leading edge, I'm using this back bounce.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. I think when you use the leading edge, you kind of stab at it, right? And you're not gonna get the spin. You look at the best wedge players and they don't really take that much of a divot because they're using this back bounce. And I think that's what this wedge really does well, especially with this 8 bounce grind, is that it uses this back bounce and you can hit spinners.
Does playing out of the rough come into your pre-round warm-up?
100%. You want to try and encompass as many shots as possible because you really don't know what you're going to get. I can't guess what I'm going to get on the 5th hole if I miss the green or the 10th hole or whatever. You know, we're all bound to miss greens. We're all bound to hit it in a spot, and it could really bounce anywhere. So you have to get ready for all slopes, and it's not figuring out what is this shot exactly going to do, but it's getting a feel for how it's bouncing through the rough, how the ground is interacting, because you have to kind of feel that as you go along through the rounds. You want to use the entire face because that's forgiveness. That's going to give you the option to hit it a little high on the face, still come out nicely, use the bounce. And sometimes with the rough, you just kind of slide it against the face.
Let's walk on to the trap. Run me through where this comes in your pre-round preparation.
It's one of the last things I do. I probably chip around before, go in the bunker, and then head out to putt a few, and then head off to the tee. So it's about figuring out, you know, what is the course going to be like, and are the practice greens similar to that? I'm really thinking about, okay, we've got a bunker shot. Where would I land it in a tournament? Where am I trying to hit it? Because it's getting me in the same mental space that I'm going to be on the course. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do, is that they're not ready during their practice routine, so they can't flip that switch once they get out there, right? It all starts in this practice warm-up.
You famously used the TP5 with amazing control. Last ball I've thrown in there is the X. Would you even consider ball on chip shots when you're picking a golf ball?
One of the big reasons why I did switch was because of chipping. And I felt like the X didn't spin enough for me around the greens. You know, yeah, I clipped a few and I got that spin, but I want to feel the spin. I started doing things subconsciously where I was actually chipping in 2019 in the fall, where I was kind of like lifting it up, right? You see a bunch of amateurs do that because they think I need to get height and that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with my hands. But that's not really the case. And when I was able to switch to the 5, I knew I could stay down, I can keep it level and create that spin.
Collin, always great. Thank you for the masterclass. Good luck this week, pal.
Appreciate it.